Okay, everybody. Of course, you know we're done with Starfleet Academy, Season 1, and I'd like to do this away mission in a slightly different format. We're going to do this against the backdrop of Memory Alpha, because we're going to play a little game I like to call Yes and No. How that works is you only have a few seconds as you gloss over the name of the episode. You have a few seconds, almost instantaneously. You have to just say yes or no. And then we tally up how many yeses we had, okay? This is a quick way to understand whether or not you truly liked something. You don't have time to think about it. Snap decisions. You ready? Let's go. Kids these days, yes. Beta test, no. Vitus reflex, no. Vox and Excelso, no. Sears acclamation mill, no. Come Let's Away, yes. Cosine, no. Life of the Stars, no. 300th Night, yes. Rubicon, yes. Oh no. 1, 2, 3, 4. I said yes on 4 out of 10 episodes. I think I've seen worse. I think there's been a worse yes or no play. So that's giving us like a 4 out of 10 if we just take that at face value, which is surprisingly pretty close to how I feel about the season. Like I said before, what I predicted came true mostly. But generally, my feelings towards how Starfleet Academy was going to end up did not change after I'd seen the last episode. I mostly feel the same. It operates as a slightly okay version of Discovery when we're not messing around at school. Okay, the writers, I think, they're not really good with writing youth, like young people. It feels shoddy, it feels fake. The biggest issue is just when things are getting serious and interesting, we have like some nightmarishly bad dialogue spliced in. Usually it's from the digital dean of students at the academy, who is the worst character. Just when you're getting into it, he comes on over the sound system to say, "Remember, kids, keep it in your pants," or something like that. It's so pathetic. I hate it in real life as well. I want to look up to these people. Like if I were younger than them, I want to be able to look up to them. I don't want to look down at them. It's kind of weird like that. And to be fair with you, the worst of it came like in the beginning. Like Beta test, Vitus reflex. These are bad. Like they're not great. Vitus reflex is definitely the worst episode of this season. Vox and Excelso, I don't want to watch it again, but it's not the worst thing ever. Series acclamation mill, don't like it. Come Let's Away. Some people like it not as much as I do. Cosine, no. Life of the Stars. Life of the Stars might be tied with Beta Test for second worst. Vitus reflex was worse. And then Cosine, and then Series acclamation mill, and then Vox and Excelso, and then Rubicon, and then 300th Night. And if I forgot Kids these days, it's around the same level as 300th Night, or slightly worse than 300th Night. And that's about how I would order these episodes. Overall, I don't want to say bad, but I will say boring. I will say not recommended, really. I will say I'm not returning to it. If you could get rid of the weird, off-putting language, and you could develop a villain that's not another super weapon type villain, I think that would go a long way to improving this. Of course, the ships are going to be what they are. You can't get around that now. That's the way the ships look at this time. So, like it or lump it. Cosine, another marriage episode where a person has to go back to their home planet, seen it a million times. Come Let's Away. It felt like we were doing some kind of Star Trek thing here. That was cool. Series acclamation mill. This is almost the same as Cosine. It's about a character who has to go back to their family to then decide where they're going to go in the future, right? Vox and Excelso, almost the same, except with Klingons, right? Vitus reflex. This is a nightmare. I don't know how to explain it. It's just they're pranking each other, and it's not funny. It's terrible. Beta test. A bland and boring episode where people talk to each other about nothing, and nominally we're trying to get Beta Z into the Federation, and then we make it the seat of the government somehow, and it happens in like 1 second. Kids these days, this is introducing Nusbraka. This is like setting up the entire season. Life of the Stars, I can't. They're all sad, and Tilly comes back to teach them to not be so sad with the power of theater. Because we needed Tilly to do something. 300th Night. This is like a two-parter with the second to last episode and the final episode. They get Caleb's mother back, and they kind of like sew up that whole relationship, and then we beat Nusbraka. It's a very paint by numbers kind of season. It's obvious, which can be good if the underlying writing is like solid, but I didn't think it was that solid. There's a few moments and places where it's all right, but overall, what you're looking at here is, like I said, like a 4 or like a 3.5 out of 10 season. Picard season 2 is definitely worse. Discovery season 2 and Discovery season 2, Strange New World season 3, and Picard season 2 are definitely worse than this. I hesitated to say Discovery 3 or 4, but because I can't remember which one is worse out of 3 or 4, I didn't really love either of them. 5 was definitely the best, but that's neither here nor there. So what did you think of Starfleet Academy? When are we getting to season 2? Is season 2 going to be better? What is season 2 going to be about? Is season 2 going to be about like a different character? Is it going to be about Genesis? I don't know. And on her trip to being captain. Hopefully we get to see some actual hierarchy amongst the characters this time, where some are doing better than others. Like they had this problem with Lower Decks and Prodigy, where we didn't want anyone to feel bad, so we tried to make 2 characters the captain somehow in Prodigy, and we tried to make, I think we did this twice in Lower Decks. We tried to like promote 2 people to chief science officer or acting science officer or something like that at the same time. Remember that? Like with T'Lyn and Tendi or something. I can't remember exactly how it worked out, but there's been multiple instances of characters not being able to get ahead of each other. They both have to be promoted, and it's very odd, and it's not teaching you to accept the reality of it. It's a denial of reality and how things work in reality, because one of you is going to be better than the other at the job. That's just the way it is. I don't know. I didn't particularly enjoy the day-to-day watching of Starfleet Academy. I'll admit I'm happy it's over, but I'm not particularly looking forward to season 4 of Strange New Worlds, but I know it's probably coming in a few months. It's got to be better than 3. It's got to be. There's no way. The background plot in 3 was terrible. The overarching plot. The Vulcan, the 4.5 Vulcans or whatever it was terrible. It just felt unfocused. And that about sums up how I feel about Strange New Worlds Season 3. And this is not even a Strange New Worlds Season 3 video. Nala Ake, I hated her at first, but after a while, I didn't like her. I just grew to accept her as average, just there. She's just there. Nusbraka, you get so bored with the average goings-on of Starfleet Academy that you start to enjoy Nusbraka's silliness. Robert Picardo as the Doctor. He's the Doctor. That's it. You can get the Doctor in this. Genesis is bad. She's just nothing going on there. Caleb Mir, he's way too powerful. He's way too good at everything. And he doesn't remind me of someone who has been through the stuff he's been through. Darren Ramey, boring. Jaden Cragg, I liked how he got better at public speaking. That was pretty cool. Sam, didn't like her at first. Then she got rebooted into a different Sam that I like a little bit more. Overall, I'm not really gravitating towards any one character. They're all just kind of, they're Lyra Thok, gone for half the season. Jet Reno is still Jet Reno. The USS Athena, sometimes a weird ship has to grow on you, right? They often say that sublime beauty has strangeness in equal measure. But the Athena it's so segmented. The warp nacelles aren't attached. There's a toroidal section with a break in it, surrounding another saucer in the middle, with a protruding, I guess, deflector section underneath that. And I had a really hard time capturing in my mind the size of it, because at the very end they zoom out of a window on the bottom section of the ship, and the characters look really big. So maybe it's weirdly small. I don't know, but the color is terrible. I don't want this splotchy, shiny gray stuff. It doesn't look futuristic to me. I don't understand the necessity of nacelles being so wing shaped like that. Like it's totally form over function, right? Especially the further back into the ship you get, and it's just obvious that they designed this to look like wings. I don't know why. I don't know what I don't know what purpose it serves. They're like segmented. It's weird. It's not, the side profile is all right. The top view is all right, but as a whole package, it just doesn't really, it's not really coming together for me, and I've been exposed to it for a whole season. So, Starfleet Academy Season 1, goodbye. You play yes or no with it too, and see what kind of results you get. Remember, you don't have much time to decide.